Good evening, everybody. I'm Melissa Soderberg. I'm the head of school at Columbus Academy. I'm so glad to see you here. Number one, I am incredibly glad to know that we rate just above the primetime football game tonight, and we will do our best to start now and get you on your way so you can accomplish writing your children nice letters and entertaining yourselves for the evening. I'm a really impatient person, and those who work closely with me know this, so we're starting right now, even if you're walking in. I really want you to meet Mark Hansen. I want you to get a sense of the lower school, so I always feel a little bit funny taking a little time to talk with you, but it is, in fact, the only time as the head of school that I ever get to see all the parents of one division is this day, right? So we have this for middle school and we have this for upper school. And so it feels like at least I should try to impart some wisdom or something like that. So I wanted to tell you that there is one article that I think is very interesting that's out there. And there are a number of them, but I'm going to focus on one because I only have a short period of time. There's an article called How to Raise an American Adult by Ben Sasse. It's actually in the Wall Street Journal. He wrote a book. He's a senator from Nebraska. He wrote a book about the vanishing American adulthood. I would urge you to read it, but you know, very few of us can pick up books every time they're recommended to us. So there's a short Wall Street Journal article that I would recommend. That's How to Raise an American Adult. And he was actually a university president for a little bit before he went into the Senate. And he has a very interesting set of comments. I'm only going to focus on two of them. The first, which I think is particularly appropriate for not only our community, but kind of where we are in the world. The first is to strongly resist consumption. When you are raising a child, be very careful about the things that you acquire and the value that you put on them and how they see that and what they learn from the way that you talk about the things that you acquire and how readily you acquire them and those kinds of things. That's the first point he makes. He makes four, but the second point that I would most like you to consider is that he says all of us, one of the big problems of the vanishing American adult is that particularly children of affluent families, and particularly children who are in kind of the pipeline of achievement, they do not embrace real work. Real work. Work that doesn't have an achievement-oriented goal. Work that is just doing the work because the work needs to be done, which, as we know as adults, is a lot of what adulthood is. It's work that you have to do because it needs to be done. It doesn't give you any great benefit. It doesn't give you any lauding. You don't get a certificate for it. And what he says, which I have seen in just the short 25 years that I've worked in schools, is that families who have high-achieving kids and families who want high-achieving kids will often make a trade at times where children should be doing work. They'll make a trade for a skill development. So over the summer, instead of having their children work, they're going to go perfect a skill for their child. And that actually that's a trade-off that you don't want to make all the time. That sometimes children need to just learn that you just do work because it wasn't necessarily fun, it didn't necessarily get them anywhere, but they learn a lot about their own abilities, their own qualities, their own strengths when they do it. And we kind of know that that's true. I think there are things about the way we live our lives that we know are either dangerous or true, but we don't change the way we live to be sure that we're raising our children in ways that they grow up to be good adults. We actually raise them to achieve as children, which doesn't always mean that they're going to be good adults. And so I think this article is really powerful. I would urge you to read it. I can certainly have Bob Lee put it on our website so that it can be read. But it's just one of many things. But Ben Sasse seems to be kind of striking a chord with people at the moment, and so I thought I'd send it your direction. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We love having your children here. We are so excited that you continue to choose or have just chosen Columbus Academy, and we hope you have a great evening getting to know teachers and seeing where your children spend their time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Melissa, and good evening, and welcome to our lower school back to school night, or as we're calling it tonight, the Ohio State Special Pregame Show. On behalf of the lower school faculty, we extend a warm Academy welcome to all of you, especially the 43 new lower school students, families that we have in school this year. And we opened last week with 423 eager learners, and while I've only been in the state for less than 2 months, I've learned the prominence of the game that had on our lives here in the city. So I promise, as Melissa did, to keep my remarks short and make sure you're on your way to cheer on your beloved Buckeyes in good time. So, and as I said, my name is Mark Hansen, and I have the privilege and the honor to be the new head of the lower school here. And this marks my 30th year in education. I was 10 years as a middle school and lower school teacher, and this is my 20th year as being a school administrator. And most of my career has been spent working in international schools, as well as 7 years at Soderberg Academy, which is a similar day school, independent day school outside of Pittsburgh. And most recently, my family and I were living in Copenhagen, Denmark, and we're getting used to living back in the US and also in this dynamic city of Columbus and this wonderful school. It's been a pleasure getting to know the children and adults in our community these past 2 weeks. Academy is a vibrant and caring community, is what I've learned. All the positive attributes that I learned when I visited back in February have been confirmed even more since school started. The interactions, the genuineness, the warm learning environment that are part of Academy life are not easily replicated at other schools. And as parents, I trust that your child has been coming home with enthusiasm as she or he talks about their day with you. They're certainly excited when they get out of the cars in the morning and seem to have almost as much energy in the afternoon when we're trying to get them in the cars at the end of the day. The faculty of the Academy are caring, motivated, cheerful, engaged, and most importantly, believe in the success of each child in the lower school. Your trust with us, with your child and us, is a responsibility that we all cherish and realize what a great responsibility it is. During the professional faculty days last week, or 2 weeks ago, I spoke with teachers about a theme I plan to use and promote this coming year. It was while reading a book, I came across the term joyous curiosity. And while we as educators have a responsibility to ensure a vigorous learning environment, we also need to prepare our students to be inquirers and thinkers. Joyous curiosity encapsulates what I believe is another hallmark of an intentional independent school. A school where students are encouraged to be curious about the books they're reading, the world language they're studying, the math they're exposed to, the stories they're creating, and the history of our world they live in. In addition, our students' population is also diverse. It is important that we learn about the many cultures that make up our school. A curious mind is an active mind. Walt Disney once said this about his company: we keep moving forward, opening new doors, and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. The students in the lower school have many paths to follow, as well as create on their own. An abundance of in-class and out-of-class experiences, activities after school, and of course during the day round out their learning day. Our students will also be encouraged to create their own paths by experimenting, enjoying success, learning the great benefits from failure, and all in an environment filled with professionals who care deeply about them. Tonight you'll have the opportunity to visit your child's classrooms and learn about the program. I encourage you to ask lots of questions. Please model the curiosity that we're striving to instill in each of the children here. In addition to being curious and developing their curiosity, during the first few weeks, teachers ask students what their hopes and dreams are for the year ahead. This important activity encourages children to dream about the year ahead in a way that normal goal setting cannot. As we all know, dreaming is vastly different than black and white goal setting. Here are a few examples from our perceptive second graders and what they hope and dream for this year. My hope and dream is to touch the bottom of the 10-foot in the swimming pool. I hope to learn to see things in a positive way. My hope and dreams are to learn about the minerals on the science chart. Finally, I want to close with the wisdom from one of our 7-year-olds, who last Friday told her teacher during her hopes and dreams, "My hopes and wishes for this year are that everyone uses cares. Be friends with one another, definitely have fun, but while you have fun, you should also be kind. Because if you are kind, your friend will be happy too. Also, it hurts my feelings when I hurt someone else's. But my hurt feelings dissolve into happy feelings when I make my friends happy. These feelings come back. Every day I try to fill at least one person's bucket. Helping other people's buckets fill also fills mine." These are important and powerful words from one of our youngest Academy students. May we all look for ways to fill each other's buckets and be curious in the coming year, inside and outside our school. Thank you and have a lovely evening. I would now like to introduce our 2 Deans of Teaching and Learning in the lower school, Mrs. Brelly Fahrenkopf and Paul Kegelmeyer, who will say a few words about their roles before we introduce the other co-curricular teachers.
Hi, my name is Paul Kegelmeyer. This is proud to say, my 30th year of teaching here at Columbus Academy. And I just wanted to say that particularly because I started out when I started here with a blue jacket on. You notice it's changed a little bit for what I'm wearing now. What I do at Academy, I do a number of things. And one thing that I really love to do is seeing your son and daughters at the carpool in the morning and seeing them come by. That makes our day complete, just seeing them the first part of our morning. I am a 5th grade math teacher. I am also a math resource teacher, in which right now we have a committee, which we started last year, reviewing our math program pre-K to 12, and there would be a possibility that we're looking at maybe possibly adopting a new math program for our lower school in the upcoming years. I'm also a teacher, a dean of, what is that? Teacher? Thank you. Of teacher and learning, whatever that's about. What I like to do and what we do is we're an advocate for teachers, students, and parents, and most of all, I do what Mark and Brelly tell me to do.
My name is Brelly Fahrenkopf, and I am the Dean of Teaching and Learning as well. I focus on the literacy and the reading curriculum, so I get to spend time providing support for kids in reading who may need a little extra help or need a little stretch, and then I also get to be part of the child support team, which is just a great piece of the lower school. As Paul said, I think one of the best parts of the day is saying hi to the kids in the morning as they get out of the car, getting those hugs and sending the kids on their way. And just like Paul said, we just kind of do whatever we need to do to make this place a great place. It's our pleasure to be here and part of your children's lives every day. So thanks.
And if anybody doubts the love they have for the car drop-off and pickup, I encourage you to look at the Facebook page from the first day of school and the genuine hugs and love and caring that Paul and Brelly have for the kids as they arrive and leave each day, just like our teachers do. In addition, we have many other professionals that are part of your child's experience here in the lower school. And they're going to just kind of come forward now, and we'll pass the mic around, and they can introduce themselves and say what they teach, so you get to know your child's teachers a little bit better. Some are not here tonight. Some are actually off coaching right now and doing music lessons and different things. So they may not all be here tonight, but you'll get a chance to put a name with a face if you're new.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Bush. I teach orchestra here in grades 2 through 12. So I'm looking forward to meeting some of your kids for the first time and seeing many of your students. I had some that graduated last year that have played for 11 years, so it's really exciting to work with all of them.
Hi, I'm Michelle Saling. I'm the assistant to Mark in the lower school office. I am the one that answers the phone and takes the attendance and helps your kids with whatever they need, and I am there for you with to answer any of your questions as they arise.
Hi, I'm Jeff Horsler. I teach 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade physical education.
Mark Mitchell, I teach lower school technology and 5th grade health.
Good evening, Pedro Mena, 5th grade art.
Okay, this is confusing, so I'll try to be real clear. I'm Michelle Schroeder. I teach music, movement, and drama to pre-K, kindergarten, and 1st grade. Drama to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. And I split music and drama with this beautiful lady for the 5th grade. I'm Amy McLaughlin, and I teach music from 2nd through 4th grade and music and drama with this beautiful lady.
I'm Joe Cantrell, and I'm a psychologist in lower school.
I'm Diane Griffin. I teach lower school science, and I'm teaching 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade scientists.
I'm Lori Moore, and I teach all of lower school swimming. And my 2 work husbands are not here tonight because they're out coaching.
I'm Laura King. I teach kindergarten, 1st grade, and 5th grade science.
Good evening, my name is Katie Rental. I teach Spanish to pre-K, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade.
Hola, my name is Carmen Ladman and I teach Spanish to grades 3, 4, and 5.
And good evening, I'm Kristen Oath and I am the lower school librarian.
Again, welcome. We're very excited for the year ahead, and we hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will make sure you are on your way to watch your game in a little bit. Thank you.